one question. Do you stand in the way of God's plan? Miguel, do you stand in the way of God's plan? Wrong answer. Look into my eyes, Miguel. Look into my eyes. You are judged. Anyone else want to try? No, I didn't think so. Death, go now. Proof that he loves you enough? Did you get it yet, Karen? Yeah, well, not every angel is nice. Especially not me. End scene. Okay. Back to me. So, ooh, got some good lines out of that one, I thought. Ooh, good lines. A lot of my friends didn't know that I could act that well. And unfortunately, I can. So, Miguel. What a great angel. Malaki fails again. When you physicalize the story the way I did, it makes it more believable and intense. I love acting. I love my job. Honestly, it's the best thing in the world. To do what I just did there for you, wow, that was great. I'm sorry. I know that I, may not have tons of credits or things like that, but I love being able to do that. I love being able to do that transition, and that's what that's called. The transition of talk, Malaki, 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 and then Malaki, boom! Right, like that's just transition. And you need to have that. It goes back to my talk about emotional values. Emotional values. I had to get to a level 10 there. Well, pretty close, I guess. Yeah, pretty close, I guess. I don't know, you guys decide. I'd say it was probably about an 8 to a 9 of anger. The part where I yelled at Karen in the last one, that was great. She needed to understand that God loved her. That she wasn't just this freaky dude that just nobody cared for, so she just was allowed to commit suicide. Well, last time I checked, God isn't a walking person on the earth in this sort of context of the story. So no, right? So she's under this belief that, oh, God doesn't even love me. And the whole thing was that actually he does, because he sent an angel to show you how much. In fact, why should God show you at all? Maker of the universe. He so loved her that he decided to show her. Pretty amazing if you think about it. Pretty amazing. What if we should do that one more time? Because it was so much fun. I think I might. Now at this stage, you would go through this and go, okay. At this stage you would go through it and you would go, okay, let's move on to another scene. Alright, let's move on to a scene after this. What's the scene after this? Now today, I'm not going to go through the scene after this. Maybe we'll keep this one on for a little while. Maybe we'll do this one for a little while. Even though you can't see this is dirty, I can see it's dirty. I can still see my little scribble lines over there. It sounds crazy, but okay. We can do this one more time. Let me just see what time it is first. Oh yeah, we can do it one more time. So, before we do it though, let's just talk about some of the ground rules we talked about before. So, you're playing Karen, right? Malaki. MEGAL. Malaki's army that he brought. Oops. Who else is in that scene? I guess that's it. God. In this aspect, you probably would use just a voiceover guy for this. But in future scenes, you could use like, well, what else could you use? Lights to represent whatever. Bushes. So Karen, backstory. Why did she commit suicide? Malaki. Why choose dark side? MEGAL. Why choose light? Army. Drones or taking over souls? Backstory. This is an interesting one because you can go far with these ones. Can they be converted? What about Malaki? What about MEGAL? Is there moments where he is tempted? Is there moments where he actually falls and God has to save him? These people are all connected, and why? What could be a common connection here that none of us have discovered yet? A little sweaty there doing that roll. But I tell you one thing, if it costs your body a little bit of work, like some sweat and some tears, then you know you're done a good job. It's true. A great acting coach told me that acting should cost you. What does that mean? What does cost mean? Ask yourself for a second. What does cost mean? If acting should cost you something, what do you think that would mean? Emotions. It should cost you an emotion. Acting should cost you. And it should. We all do things out of an emotion. Everybody does. Every single thing you do is out of an emotion. We always have an objective for everything a human being does. I'm getting a coffee today because I feel tired or thirsty. I'm going to go to work today because I like seeing my coworkers and I need to pay my rent. I'm, whatever it is, I'm going to pick up a paintbrush and paint because I enjoy it. There's always an objective, there's always a reason for everything that we do as a human being, everything. Right? And you have to incorporate those reasons with your emotions for your characters. Right? It just makes perfect sense. It is. By the way, if you have a problem with what I'm teaching you or don't believe that what I'm teaching you is accurate, then you need to talk to an acting teacher at a professional school. At a school. Or I'm going to do a quick little thing for you because I just want to make sure that people aren't getting confused. The best people an acting student can learn from is casting directors workshop. College, university, program. Unfortunately, I don't really recommend private teachers unless they currently work with casting directors or a university program or a studio. If your current coach says, I don't work for studios, I can't get you seen by a casting director, I would not be paying that person. Sorry, but no. That's my opinion and I'm allowed to have it. The reality is, casting directors are the ones that get you in the door for what again? An audition. These are the only people that can get you an audition. Your teacher can't get you an audition. Joe Blow down the street can't really get you an audition unless you're an A-list actor. Maybe a B-list, but usually A-list. And honestly, these are the people who are going to up your career. These are the people you have to act in front of. These are the people that are going to show your stuff to a director. A college or university degree is awesome because it's a full-time thing, full-time school. A studio? It's a studio, right? Directors are here. Casting is here. And teachers are here. But you know what? These teachers have been approved. Approved by casting to teach. So next time you go to your coach, you should ask, are you approved by casting directors to teach me? If I ask a casting director about you as a teacher, are they going to say, yes, you should go to that person? Because if that teacher can't answer that question, the first thing I would say, actually no, the first thing I would think is, red flag. The only people who should be giving you professional training that you're paying for with dollar bills is a college, university program, or studio that can connect you to casting directors or casting director workshops. There's tons of people out there looking to charge you money to uplift their egos as teachers. And the reality is, I wouldn't ever put my faith into a teacher that did not work for a college, university, a studio, or that knew casting directors personally. And if they told you, oh, I know this lady and I know this lady, I'd be calling them myself and asking. Bill Burt, or whatever his name is wanting to teach me acting. And he told me that he can get me an audition with you if I go to his little training out of his living room in his home. Is that true? And if they say no, then you need to go red flag, flagging it red. There's lots of bogus people out there in this universe, my friend. I'm just letting you know that for now and for real. And if you don't believe me, you ask around. Ask. Remember, casting directors are the only people that can get you in a door to an audition. They're the only people that can do it. Right? The teacher can't do it. Actually, the only thing the teacher can do is teach you and hopefully get you an interview with the casting director. Basically, the casting directors come into the schools and they do a full presentation, tell you about the industry, tell you a little bit more, and then they get you to do a monologue in front of them. Or they get you to practice your last scene, or sometimes your teacher will give you a scene specifically for the casting director, whatever the case may be. But if none of these people can get you that end result with the casting director, then no go. I'm sorry. No way. Raise the bar, people. Get these kids, get these professional actors that you supposedly are training a chance and a window at a casting director, at an opportunity. Don't call yourself a teacher or an acting coach or whatever the hell you want to call yourself if you can't get this. I would never, ever spend money on somebody that could not guarantee me at least a talk with one of these people after you have taught me acting. I would never, ever, and I will. That's my professional opinion. I would never, ever, and I would always tell people, no, you go to a acclaimed college or university program, an acclaimed studio with acclaimed teachers and casting directors who frequent these places. Never go with someone who just claims to be a teacher. I'm just a tutorial. I'm just giving you ideas and answers, and I'm not charging for it. That's the difference. That's why you can come to me and watch my stuff, because I'm not claiming to be anybody. I'm not taking your money. I'm not. But people who are taking your money, that becomes an issue. Are you going to put that person's name on your resume? Because technically you're supposed to. People want to know where you're trained. So you're going to say, I was trained by Billy Bob, doo-doo-doo-doo, and he taught me acting. And every casting director's looking at it and going, well, I know him, but he's not really trained to be a teacher. Doesn't, like in the, director's world, this kind of means crap. Hate to say it. I mean, I like the guy. I'm the casting director. I like the guy. I'm glad you went to, you went and got some training from him, but, he's only got X amount of credits. He's likable and stuff, but he's not a teacher, right? He's not from a studio or college. Why would you invest your money that way? You shouldn't. If they can't guarantee you a casting director at the end of your workshop, then I'd be moving on to a workshop that can get you a casting director. Why spend $250 on something that you can't even get much out of? These are the people that get you in the door. This is the only people that can get you those auditions. Casting directors don't give you parts. Directors give you parts. Casting get you seen to the director. So if your teacher can't give you a casting director, don't waste your money. It's ridiculous. Sorry. Oh, and if someone wants to argue that point, please go talk to a casting director and ask her yourself what I just said. In fact, show her this video just to prove yourself wrong.